like it's my year, yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. This is the morning show here on Stock Market TV. Got the full crew here. Me, Spencer, JC, Steve, Chart Master Dylan. What up, Phil, Chris, JC Adventure, Spin Silver, Brad, Sandra, Will. How's everyone doing today? What should we talk about? Maybe talk about how the stock market is expensive. But so what? Actually, to me, this NVIDIA headline that was announced, this deal that was announced yesterday, where they basically are signing a memo of understanding with like every Wall Street firm imaginable to line up and spend money on AI is pretty remarkable stuff. $500 billion is the number that they're going to raise to spend on AI. Pretty wild. That interests me here. Oil interests me. Oil is having itself a day. Oil could not trade for the rest of the day. It would still have been an interesting day for oil if it didn't trade at all for the rest of the day. We'll talk about that, I'm sure. We have a few charts in the deck from John Salama. He'll stop by at 9. Of Kenny Glick pop in for a few as well. And I got some earnings to discuss. And yeah, here we go. Let's do this.
All right.
Hello.
$500 billion?
Yes.
So I don't know anything. I would venture to say both of you know way more about this than I do, but correct me if I'm wrong. You have NVIDIA who just crossed $5 trillion in value, $5 trillion, which alone is worth more than the entire stock market of every country in the world except for US, China, and Japan, right? Just to be clear.
Okay.
They just came out and did a secondary offering. Were they right? They just raised $25 billion. They asked for 20. Wall Street said, we'll give you 80. And they said, all right, we'll do 25. Okay, that was NVIDIA. That was a few months ago. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but they got BlackRock and Goldman and JP and whatever, the list of banks that are going to raise money for them, $500 billion. Not so much for them, but to build data centers that they're going to lease or provide rent payments for of some sort, right?
They're trying to pivot away from the vendor financing that has plagued these stocks.
And so this is a off-balance sheet liability. Do I have this right?
I don't know how liable they are. I don't think
You're the guy.
So.
You're supposed to know.
I haven't read too much about it.
Know.
I don't care. BlackRock, Blackstone, JP Morgan, Goldman are involved. We're good.
Yeah, like that.
Here.
Like that. We're good.
There needs to be money to finance these things, right?
Understand.
NVIDIA can't do it all, so these guys are going to have to step in, and they want to.
So this deal, $500 billion, this deal gets the Steve Strazza seal of approval. Do I have that right?
I don't know enough about it, but it sounds fine to me. It sounds like the ordinary course of business. We're in a big build out. It needs to be financed. These are the companies you want doing it. NVIDIA is saying vendor financing can't go on forever, right? Like it's been long enough. So Blackstone, BlackRock enter the equation, of course.
This show brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts, proud sponsors of the morning show.
We got a little latte. See, they don't put normal coffee in a cup like that, so I know you got a fancy drink.
We're having car issues. The tire blew out. The other one smells like gasoline because they spilled gasoline over the weekend.
Oh, no.
We're having car issues. So instead of making coffee, Morgan decided that we needed to order coffee this morning. So that's what's going on.
You got a taxi. You got a taxi for your coffee this morning.
That's right.
I got a taxi for my coffee. That's right. Back in Sonoma, the owner of one of the bars would send an Uber for his dog, and the dog would get in the Uber and come to the bar.
Love it.
All the time, I would see the dog getting out of the Uber and coming to the. Isn't that hilarious?
That's amazing. Yeah.
Okay, Spencer Israel, negative Nance. You do not think that this is good? or you think you also
Oh
give
no,
it to Spencer?
I didn't say it was not good. It's probably. I mean, I don't know.
Is
like,
it genius financial engineering? Is it genius financial engineering,
No.
or is it
No.
shenanigans that's going to blow up?
No,
It's not shenanigans either.
I think it's just like sort
This
of.
doesn't smell like. This doesn't
We've
smell like.
never we've never
No?
seen the kind of financial firepower line up behind a thing like we are right now.
Why don't you
Like-
show the chart?
Yeah,
The chart of
But also,
Jordan slip the chart.
But
Show
also-
the chart of a. Look at
get
this.
it out.
This thing sucks.
All right.
NVIDIA sucks.
Okay.
This is also no different than these companies getting together, right, and raising a pool of funds for infrastructure projects or something else, right? This is just for AI and data.
So
center
this is
projects.
not. This is not
like a new thing.
contagion. This is not subprime all over again. This
Why would it be subprime? Think
Because
about
it's like a collateralized. It's a collateralized debt obligation. At the end of the day, is what it is. Is
Look,
it not?
no,
there's
it's
a very simple
Not.
thing. This is
No.
very simple. As long as the demand,
I think
for
collateralizing the
spending,
debt and selling it to
long-
investors.
as long as companies keep saying they're going to keep spending, the money has to come from somewhere. The second that they guide that they're not going to, maybe they're going to slow down, then we have potential issues on our hands.
How about, dude?
Right.
How about this? How about this? Okay. How
Hold on.
about this? Intel yesterday announces they're going to raise $15 billion. Okay. $15 billion from Intel. That's embarrassingly small. It is a hilarious rounding error in the scheme of all of the numbers that we're talking about. Google raised 80 billion, SpaceX raised 75, and then another 20 a couple of weeks later, right? Like Intel coming out talking about they're raising 15 trillion. SK Hynix did 26.5 billion. Nvidia, we just talked about, did 25 billion. Think about this. For Anthropic just did what, 65 billion in February, 70 billion, something like that. They're coming out here talking about a $15 billion deal. That is an afterthought. If this was 10, 15 years ago, you understand that they're raising more money than Facebook raised in their IPO. You understand that, right? Like this 10, 15 years ago would have gone down as one of the most historic stock offerings of all time. And today, it's barely a headline. Only 50 billion Intel? What are you so scared about, Intel? Why only 15? Isn't that crazy?
I mean, the liquidity environment is quite strong out here, is what you're saying.
Listen, you got to, as Strazza says, you got to get when the getting's good, eat when the eating, right? You got to eat, right? It's time to eat.
And I think you said it yesterday.
You don't raise money when you have to. You raise money when you can. And clearly the market's telling you that if you want to raise money, we'll give you the money.
Yep. No, I totally agree.
NVIDIA asked for 20. Wall Street said, we'll give you 80. They said, we'll take 25, but let's figure out a way to get 500.
But this is not unusual bull market behavior,
No.
right?
No.
This is just companies doing what they do out here when times are good. I think it's fine. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's all good. We'll see.
All good for now. All good for now, Steve Strazza?
I think so.
All right, let's go to slide 3. Why don't we go to slide 3 one more time, and then we'll go to the state of the markets.
Okay.
All right, so this is making the rounds.
This is not true.
This is the most expensive market of all time, Steve Strazza.
No, it's not.
You have to read the fine print. You have to read the fine print.
Read the fine. Trailing PE, forward
get the fuck
PE,
out.
Cape, PB, PS, EV,
Get out of here.
EBITDA,
Take this chart down,
Q
dude.
ratio, market cap to GDP.
How many ratios is this?
percent.
Oh, God.
This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
This is
They got price
just
to book
like
and price to sale.
66. It's just like 29. It's just like 2000, but worse this time, Steve.
And fuck it. Let's throw in market cap to GDP, too.
Because why the hell not? Let me ask you this. So I'm being told on the Twitter.
Hold on. Just to be clear, this is a chart showing if you combine all of these ratios, compare them to GDP, and then take the percentile of that number, right?
Some of these, and by the way, some of these valuation metrics are so antiquated that they haven't been used in decades. But
so hold on. So I don't know what half these things are. Full disclosure. So as somebody who does know what all these things are, Steve Strazza, is this something that I should be scared about and sending to Abuela?
No, this is chart crime. This
chart
sucks.
crime. Wow,
Yeah,
Bloomberg.
This is awful.
So this is a Bloomberg.
Because
Are you
also
hating on
it's
Bloomberg.
Yeah, because it's disguising the truth. Like price to earnings multiples right now, like when you go way back in history, like market's actually cheaper than it is expensive.
Wow, Strazza's saying it's cheaper. This guy's saying over here that it's the most expensive ever. Strazza's saying it's cheap. You know what? I'm gonna go with Strazza.
Who's this guy? Who said this?
This is Michael Bloomberg. This came directly from his desk.
Michael Bloomberg did say that.
Wait, are you even allowed to combine 8 ratios into one? I guess you can. You can do whatever you want.
This is a creative one. This is definitely a creative one. All right, we got our laughs. Let's go. Let's talk about what's actually happening. We got the laughs.
Are we gonna state the markets?
All right, world's most important stock market index up 50 points this morning. Dow Jones Industrial Average 54,113. Man, this is the first week ever for all of us that we could say Dow 54,000. No one's ever been able to say that. S&P 7790, pushing 7,800. You got the NASDAQ 100 up 110 points this morning, leading the way up over 1/3%, 29,850. 30-year bond futures flat at 109. Crude oil up 1/3%, 82.5. You got copper up 2/3%, 666. You got gold up 0.75%, 44.54, and silver flat today at 65.25. You got VIX not really doing much either at 15.5. Over in funny money land, dollar's not doing anything either. Bitcoin 64,280, doing nothing today. Ethereum up almost 1%, 1888. Solana 75.80, kind of flat today. And total crypto market cap, Spencer Israel, same level it was several months ago, 2.18 trillion, just about a third of an Nvidia, something like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
What stands out from this morning's futures? The fact that nothing is happening?
No. Well, if you look at like the percent change in oil, you would say nothing's happening. But if you look at the chart of oil overnight, you would say, "Whoa, what happened there?"
Yes,
because they're round tripped here this in the last
and so
8 hours.
Did we win the war again?
Yes, that's what happened. We won the war. No, there is some conflicting headlines overnight. Clearly, right? Right. Regarding there was one headline about hold on, I have to go back and read now because I don't even remember anymore. There was this thing about Oman and Iran are making progress on a new shipping lane. There was another headline that negotiations had stalled. That was the first headline. The negotiations had stalled. The second headline was that there's going to be a new shipping lane now.
Sounds terrible.
So anyway, kind of remarkable stuff. Oil got to almost $85 here at 4 a.m. It's now off that, but Brent was at 90 this morning. So
can you throw up
the
S&P Fibonacci's? Can we do some Fibonacci's? You guys want to look at some long-term chart of S&Ps? This goes back to the great financial crisis. It was pretty great for some people, terrible for others, but great according to the history books. It was so great. It was the greatest financial crisis. So if you extend the Fibonacci levels since then, you see the market has respected these levels quite a bit over time. And here we are climbing above that 6,900, 7,000 in the S&P, which if you zoom in there, Spencer, you know, that takes you up towards 10,750, bigger picture. Now, does it mean that we have to get there right away? I mean, you're looking at a 50% move there, really, right? Yeah, just about close to 45, 50% move to get to that next extension. If you go to the next one, you can cluster some of these extensions. So we could take, so in the black, you have those extension levels going back to the great financial crisis. And in the blue, you have shorter term extension levels going back to the last bear market, right, of 22. And so they really cluster together. If you zoom in there, right around that 7,000, right? So 6,900, 6,965. So breaking out above that 7,000, we're talking about on the show. We consolidated there for 6 months. and they're starting to now break out. So shorter term, you're looking at about 9,100 on the S&P, and bigger picture 10,750. So, you know, as long as, and this has been the case, as long as the S&P 500 is above 7,000, you know, there's little to no evidence of there being a bear market of any kind. You know, it just seems like, you know, strength is really what it is, you know, until proven otherwise. Can you go to the, here, just refresh it and go to slide 9. Because there's this like misconception that stocks and gold can't do well at the same time. That gold is somehow some sort of hedge or, you know, some sort of defensive asset. It's just a fucking rock, okay? And there are companies that dig holes in the ground and look for these rocks, right? And that's what it is. These are risk assets, just like anything else. And gold and gold mining stocks can do very well with the S&P 500 going up. And in a lot of cases, can do even better than the S&P 500. Like last year, gold miners did way better than the S&P. Stocks did great. Great record year, banner year for stocks. Gold did 4 times better or something, right? You know, they can go up together. So 1 week rate of change here in the Gold Bugs Index. These are gold mining companies. And we haven't seen this very often throughout history, Mr. Steve Strazza. And so as somebody who trusts the thrust, is that what we have on our hands here?
Yes, I think gold stocks and silver stocks go a hell of a lot higher from here. I think copper stocks and steel stocks and other industrial metals companies go a lot higher from here. We added 2 positions in precious metals to the Beat Report portfolio yesterday. But you said it. The momentum really stands out.
Yeah, you know, there's some little ones out there that we can't talk about, like on the show or like kind of like in public. But read between the lines, gentlemen and ladies out there. Just because we're not talking about the stock because it only trades $1 million or a couple $1 million in volume a day, we're not going to talk about it. Doesn't mean that behind the scenes we might not be dipping our toe in one, you know, and, you know, 1 or 2 little guys, right? So just understand that, like, there are things that we talk about here publicly. We talk about Intel, IBM, Apple, like we're not, you know, but there's some little guys that, you know, we kind of shy away from publicly, but behind the scenes, like we're talking about it and we're in. So don't be afraid to dig in. If you want to get junky, right? Now's the time to get funky.
Mine are not junky. I don't know what you're doing, but
I was talking to Sam yesterday, and we were talking about a few names that were pretty junky.
They exist. They exist.
All I'm saying is, just because we're not talking about them doesn't mean that we're not getting involved. Get involved. Takes a little wet the beak a little with one of these funky junkies, you know?
I haven't been involved in precious metals for at least 8 months now, and I announced on the Portfolio Accelerator meeting a couple weeks ago that I was getting big in it, but I've been gone. I've been gone for a long time.
Throw up the gold. Throw up the gold. I love gold. I love gold.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks good. So interest. Yeah.
More on gold. I don't think this is it. I think that this is part of the basing process and consolidation process for gold. No, I think there's a tremendous opportunity tactically from the long side, which Steve Strazza has spoken to beautifully, is already positioned, making money. Great. I am too, maybe not to the degree that Strazza is, but I did add to some positions last week, so that's good. But I don't think this is it. I think this is a trade. I don't think this is a secular shift yet, right? I think that there's going to be more time, more chop. So despite being long, despite agreeing with Strazza, I think bigger picture, I don't think this is it yet. But for now, it's a trade. Yeah.
Okay. So I totally disagree. This is like the biggest initiation momentum reading we've seen in gold miner history. Best week on record. And it doesn't really matter too much, right? If you don't think that this is it for the real
I'll worry about that next quarter.
Right. You could always change your mind on that. For now, it's the trade.
Yep.
That I don't think we disagree on at all. Like you're in for that. And if it turns out that, JC, we get evidence in the future, in the coming days, weeks, months, where we say, oh, okay, maybe this really wasn't it, then you could change your mind on that longer term thesis. That's how I'm doing it.
I think gold goes to 10,000. I don't think that this is going to be it. I think expect some chop. It's not like blue skies from here forever. I think that there's a tactical trade that you could generate 20, 30% on the common. That's a great trade.
Easy.
There's nothing wrong with that. After
Just back
that, we'll see.
Just back to the highs, right? Which is where
Yeah, I don't think we're getting
looking
back to the highs yet. I think there's going to be some chop
Well-
up there in the.
Well, hold on. In the miners themselves, if you just measure back to the highs in some of these, massive trade.
100%.
Or you can even go and buy ones that are leaders and are already breaking out above those highs.
Yeah,
Which I
100%.
really like too. There's a small handful of junior miners right now that are breaking out above the peak from earlier this year. That's killer relative strength. So I think if you are building a basket in precious metals, include at least one of those leaders that looks that way.
By the
That's
way,
all I
I am willing to have opinions, but follow price. Berkshire Hathaway. You said I was hating on Warren Buffett.
You're a hater.
On Berkshire. 250% trade.
Big hater. While you were
was
hating the whole
wrong.
time, it's amazing. You even hate the things that make you money. You're such a hater.
I don't hate. I was
hate,
just
hate,
talking
hate,
facts.
hate,
That Berkshire trade worked out beautifully, and I thought it was stupid that they were raising all that cash in the middle of a bull market. But what I think doesn't matter. See, that's my point. That was idiotic. Why would they raise all that cash in the middle of a bull market?
JC would have really shined at the Player Haters Ball if they had invited him back in the day.
I'm a shoe-in for Hater of the Year award.
Best episode ever.
Speaking of haters, bring on Kenny. Hate.
It's been a long time coming. They ain't come for my club, they tugging. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Hold up. Yeah.
Oh! Kenny Glick in the house. You got to unmute yourself. First timer? Come on, Ruck. Come on. You bring your shine box?
The little Shawshanky, that shirt you got on. That looks like some sort of prison garb. You got the white stripe. It looks stripy. Am I hallucinating?
I like this shirt. It's
No,
comfortable.
I like it. You look nice. How are you? Good to see
Sorry,
you.
should I wear my college football t-shirt next time?
I'm headed to Georgia, baby. My road trip starts tomorrow. So listen, for the last couple of years, every time I've hit the road to Georgia, we've had some amazing volatile moments. 2 years ago was the yen carry trade. I don't know if you guys remember that. It was one of the worst trades of my life. I was short of the VIX. The next year, going to Georgia, we had another bout of volatility. So I'm leaving tomorrow. And the market, to me, again, the S&P and the Dow's fine. The Qs are still undecided right now. And it's still a little wishy-washy. So remember, tomorrow morning at around 6:15, you'll hear my wife yelling at me to get in the car. And I'll be like, no, but I got to watch the Qs. That's when shit happens. So be careful. I'm going to be gone for 3 days now. Look for some excess.
You know that every trader says that. Oh, whenever I'm out of town, the market crashes.
It revolves around me, baby.
Every trader thinks that the market gives a shit that you're going on vacation.
It does.
Barry Ritholtz does the same thing.
It's in my
Barry
head.
Ritholtz like, oh, guys, I'm going to Maine to go fishing with a bunch of nerdy economists. So look out. Here comes, So what? Shout out Barry Ritholtz.
Yes.
What's happening today? Anything?
Oh, you know what? Before we get to today, I want to talk about how boring and awesome yesterday was.
Boring and awesome.
Right. Because you know what? A lot of times our problem is there's too much to do. And you can't stay focused. Yesterday, you had not much to do and you stayed focused and it was wonderful. Let me show you this Monday trade, MNDY. All right. So let's go and show you what we do for a living. Back. So this was yesterday on the Monday. Does anybody know what Monday does exactly? I have no idea. We're singing songs, Monday. Every Monday. Yeah, exactly. That's all we knew. That's all I know. This stock Monday reported earnings. I thought they made calendars. What else would Monday.com do, right? But Monday.com, no clue.
Isn't that Israeli software?
No idea. Still don't have any idea.
Yeah, it's Israeli software.
But what I do know, what you do know is that the stock was down and it did the lovely fake out, shake out, and then a VWAP break. And then just for good measure, it did a little fake out, shake out again, and then a hold. And that's where we bought the stock, right here. Very low risk, 84.69. You're looking at those fake out and shakeouts as your stop.
What a move, dude. What a move.
And gets to the orange line. And this is where I was saying, all right, let's take 80% of the profit now. And if it rolls over, so as I was saying, when it rolls over, it starts to roll over. And we just got out on the roll and then right back to the VWAP, as if it was telling me, here's your chance. If you didn't do the first one, here's a no fake out, shake out, VWAP break, VWAP hold. So let's stop right there, ladies and gentlemen. The reason I got short on June 15th to July 31st was because the same chart pattern showed up on February 5th that made me want to get short to March 31st. This is an exact replica. So if something worked an hour ago because of a faux show bro VWAP break to the orange line, and then you get a chance to do it again, faux show bro VWAP break, look where it went, folks. Back to the orange line. How you doing? Nice trade.
It's manipulated, Kenny. It's being manipulated.
So it is just a wonderful way to trade. It keeps you focused. And there was really only one other name to look at, and it was Barrick Gold. Who even trades this stock? We did, because it was
a lot of people trade Barrick Gold, Kenny.
Never heard of it before in my life.
Are you serious?
I don't know. I must have slipped through the cracks. I don't even know what Barrick Gold is.
Like one of the most old school.
Yeah, I should know it, right? Somebody said the same thing yesterday. I've never seen it. I remember B was Barnes and Nobles at one point, wasn't it?
BKS.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I don't know. BKS. Here you go.
Dude, Barrick Mining is like OG.
Faux show, bro. VWAP break, and you got paid. Wasn't an amazing trade, but low risk for a decent reward. That's what we do. That's all we do. And it's fantastic. So far, so good. You know, again, yesterday was a nice day. Today, I think we're going to have a nice casual day. I'm in the Rocket Lab. I'm looking at the Rocket Lab because the ASTS already did the thing. And if you don't know what the thing is, let me show you the thing again.
Barrick Gold is $70 billion, Kenny. For a gold mining stock, that's like $10 trillion.
Gotcha.
These gold mining stocks are worthless, all of them. And this was $70 billion. Like, that's a lot.
All right. So talk to me about ASTS, folks. You still nervous about the offering? But there it is. There's a fake out, shake out, VWAP break, blue line, orange line. So what do you do when the trade already happened? Now we look to possibly take the other side of it, because these people are going to want to take their profit. So up here, I'm looking for maybe a rollover, but I'm bullish this name. So I wait for that setup of the short. So hopefully they sell it so it can come back down to the 68 area. But the only trade I'm in right now is the Rocket Lab. So far, so good. I've been nibbling a little bit. You got a couple of faux show bros. Not the perfect entry from down here, but when you can't get that perfect entry, just look for a new fake out, shake out. And there it was. And we started buying it, and now we're making money on it. So the chart patterns replicate. It's chart pattern recognition meets VWAP, meets profitability, meet Kenny Glick. Good luck, and be careful while on the way.
Every trader says the same thing. They're all the same.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's true.
Dude, did you see what happened at Josh Brown's office?
I did see that.
Holy shit. I was talking to him last night.
And the takeaway there is don't work on Saturdays. Not that he was working, right? But yeah.
So he has an office, like since COVID. He got an office. So he lives in Long Island with his family. So he doesn't have to go in the city all the time, do TV and everything like that, and go to their office on by Bryant Park. He just rented office space from a friend of his who like owned property or whatever. And dude, and he's been in there for like 6 years. And on Saturday, like some woman and her daughter like drove through the office, like through the entire office, like destroying everything that he had in there.
Into the window, like into the building. I'm not sure how that happens exactly, but
she went over like the parking lot bump thing and went straight through that. He would have been sitting right there. That's crazy. It's crazy. So shout out to Josh Brown. Glad Josh is okay.
Yeah.
He's worried. He had a bunch of things that he had collected throughout his career that were in there. So he's worried about those things. I feel like those things might be fine. Might be a little wrinkled, maybe a little break, but like, you know, they might be fine.
I don't know.
It's not like it exploded.
Yeah.
The car went in the office. That's crazy.
Very weird.
So glad Josh is doing just fine. A little shaken up, I'm sure. But shout out to Josh. Batnick, I think, works out of there sometimes too. I think Chris Venn works out of there sometimes too.
sometimes things happen and it is
Good.
remarkable. It's remarkable like how lucky we get, and we've all had that experience, right? Where it's like, oh my god, if I was an hour earlier or an hour later or a day earlier or a day later, like that could have been me, you know. And it's so whenever that happens, it's like, oh,
I think like Mark Wahlberg was supposed to be on that flight that hit one of the towers on 9/11, and I think he slept in.
McLaughlin, yeah, the Family Guy, he was also
the Family Guy,
yeah.
and like I think they slept in or something like that. Like they missed their flight. That's like, crazy,
you know, crazy stuff.
Wow,
life is like that sometimes. All right, let us transition here. We got John Salama in the house. We got some charts in the deck. Where are they? Slide. Where am I? 17? 17. That's where I'm at. All right, I'm bringing on John Salama.
Jay, we've been friends for a long time. Make the call.
I mean, this is pretty professional, guys.
Nice show you got going here.
Yo.
Oh, Salama Mama.
How we doing?
Good morning, fellas. How are we?
Dude, you know what I like about John? John's always bringing me ideas. I like the ideas coming out of this guy.
Need ideas.
You know, we're here for idea flow. We have a good time. We try to learn about things. But at the end of the day, John, we're trying to make some money. Come on, right?
Word up.
I got 3 kids, bro.
That's wild.
The kids are expensive, dude.
Yeah, they are.
Oh,
Be careful of those lady drivers too. That was my takeaway from that story.
Yeah, well, I think she was like a young, like a new driver. But anyway,
that's crazy.
Yeah. Watch the media. Watch the curb. Jeez.
All right. JC wants ideas, John.
Give them to me. Give the
got?
people what they want. I am the people.
Last time you're the people. All right. Judge, jury, and executioner too. All right. Last time I was here, it was mid-May. I said, watch out. Oil's going to hang in, and those gold miners, lights out. They're going to go south. You guys were asking me for like a big idea that day or whatever that week. Oil peaked that week, and gold miners have lived under the 200-day moving average since that day until 2 days ago. So I agree with what Strazza was saying. This thrust is for real. If you want to put up, I brought you the GDXJ just to show more of the environment of that super risk on.
Zoom in there, Spencer. There's a lot of lines in here.
A lot of lines.
Lines for days.
Forgive the panels on the bottom. That's RSI, stochastic momentum, volume, and ATR. Just look at the top panel. So you see that black line. I don't know where your cursor is at. I don't do the screen share, but literally May 26th right there. You see the 200-day moving average. We started to drop beneath it until 3 days ago, and the 200-day moving average is now increasing by about 10 cents a day. Kind of similar to what you said, JC. I don't know if this is the all blue skies up ahead, but I like buying the November 140 calls and selling the
November 140 calls on the what? GDXJ?
GDXJ and selling the August 140s and selling the August.
Hold on.
Yeah.
GDXJ November what?
November 140s.
Ooh.
And sell the August 28th 140s against it.
November 140s and selling which ones?
Sell the August 28th 140s against it. Alternatively, if you're more of a credit guy, you could just outright sell the August 28th 105 puts. I think it possibly mean reverts there after, as we always say, folks are cracked out on beta.
Oh, I like selling those 105 puts. So when? In September?
August 28th.
So August 28th, huh?
Yeah, get that theta inside of 21 days and let it bleed out. I think it'll very likely mean revert there. And
how much you getting for the 105s?
The 105s, I got to check live as of yesterday. It's not a ton. Let me say. I'll pull it up.
I say you sell those puts and buy those calls, baby. You know what I'm saying? Risk reversal.
Yeah, I hear you. But so here's the thing. Look at that pattern, though, outside. So the GDXJ peaked March 2nd. That was the day before the war. We came in after and we said, we're in war. The thing was down 9% because, as we all know, gold miners' largest expense is energy, oil to run those massive machines, exploration, and their margins go to hell. Recently, as more of we're reading Besant's diary, is what I say on my YouTube. You know, we won the war, we're not, it's ending, it's not, who knows? Folks are getting a little bit more bullish, and I really do see these last 3 candles as very, very bullish since the 7th. Next area of traffic is 130. You're getting in this game a little bit late in terms of the rally. This leg of the rally started on July 20th at around the VWAP of $92 that day. So you are about $25 into it. This, by the way, is the number one ETF week over week, up 20%. So you are getting in quantitatively late in the game, but the momentum thrust is for real.
Yeah, so you got the largest, best week ever for junior gold miners, right? And then one of the best weeks ever for gold futures, right? So very, very thrusty action here in momentum, huh?
Yeah, and also do peak. I didn't send this chart, but the dollar peaked. I look at UUP, and a lot of people look at the Dixie. It just had a small, the US UUP hit a 52-week high like a week and a half ago, and just that little digestion gave all these metals and dollar-denominated assets a lift all the way to the 200-day moving average. So the old resistance is now hopefully support, specifically in GDXJ. I'm looking at that 115 to 105 level. I like your idea of selling the puts as well.
Selling the 105s, I like it.
One idea is I give you something.
No, hell yeah, dude. You're the man. I hope you guys appreciate Salama coming in here. You're coming to New York. You're coming to the city next month, right? Spencer sent you the invite?
I'm not sure what for it is.
Spencer, get him in there. Get him in there.
You talking to me?
I'm talking to you.
The other Spencer.
There's I don't know. Sean, I'll follow up with you.
We need Salama there. We need Salama. We're having a meeting of the minds. We're having a sit down with the 5 families. I need Salama.
Okay, let me know. I'd love that. All right, I got more, but yeah.
All right, give it to me. Give it to me. We got an ARC. We buy an ARC.
So ARC, you got ARC. Oh no, this is South Korea. You have up here. Let's do ARC second, actually. Yeah. So ARC is the number 3 best performing ETF week over week. Doesn't have a ton to do with oil reduction, although of course it is a fine instrument for risk on, right? GDXJ up 20% week over week, ARC up 9%. So Kathy Wood is a little bit richer week over week here. Similarly, look at that 200-day moving average, a little bit more of an ugly profile due to this peaking last October. This is when Bitcoin was 125. We were totally in a risk on regime. The 200-day is still going lower here by about a nickel to a 1 cent a day. Look at the floor it put in, though, at the end of July, right at $71. For this trade, I like buying the October 92s, eclipsing or matching its previous 52-week high, and selling the August 92s against it. Check it out. Let me know what you think.
Man, it's messy.
Yeah, it is messy. I don't like buying, longer bull trades with a falling 200-day moving average. It is messy, and it's barely squeaking above 60 RSI. It's not a ton of strength, but I'm looking at it because it is the flavors of the week, one of.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it'll probably work.
Good.
It'll probably work. It's just I look at this and it hurts my eyes. So, I'm not trying to make my eyes hurt, right? It's more like that. It'll probably work. Do you like selling the August 28th 75 puts better, or it also makes your eyes and heart hurt? I like a delta neutral situation here, really, because of this the mess. It's just, you want to sell the 75 puts,
75, and then buy the 70s against it. August 28th,
and you're gonna buy the 70 calls.
No, 70 puts against it as protection.
Oh. Well, I wouldn't buy the 70 puts. I would sell the calls. I would sell the puts. Oh, you want to put on a put spread?
Selling the put spread.
Yeah.
I know.
You're so far away from that support. Yeah. Not for me. All right. What else you got?
Okay, go. So we're looking at GDXJ because it's number 1 week over week. ARC, you pass. It's number 3 week over week. All right, now go to the next one. You had South Korea. You asked me, I think we were back here in May. You said you look at South Korea when you wake up in the morning, and I said absolutely.
Yep.
And I think you thought like you were in the minority, that you do too. No, I've been looking at this. It peaked June 18th. I'm looking at EWY at 221. Really curious what you think of this.
Are you getting liquidity in the options market there?
No, it's tougher, man. I just do long ETFs. It's very hard to get options. Nobody wants to sell this.
No.
Yeah, it's crazy. You got Hynix and Samsung engineers getting 6-figure bonuses. They don't know what to do with it, so they roll it back in the stock and until they get carried out margin.
There's some liquidity in some of these strikes, though.
It's tough. You got to stick with the really major ones that might not fit perfectly.
You got to be near. You got to be close to the money.
Yeah. One thing, look at the technicals in terms of the indicators. So the RSI, I know I said ignore the panels. The RSI is the second panel right underneath price. It's not super convincing. We haven't held 50 RSI, the neutrality point, since the week of the all-time high. I don't love that. It's like when they
never got oversold.
No, but I want to see a little bit more strength. I'd almost rather wait until confirmation to close above 168 to 170. It might do it today. It's up 2% pre-market. You get above that 21-day exponential moving average, and it starts to, I want to at least see 1 month highs. I don't love taking the temperature of the baby, if you will. This has not been above 50 RSI, the neutrality point, all of July into a week and a half of August. I just want a little bit of confirmation, but this is the GOAT of year over year, which is why I brought it on the show, up 122% year over year. EWY, the trade I like, it's a little bit, I guess, spicy, is buying the October 190 calls, and you sell the August 190s against it.
The October 190 calls,
and
you're selling what?
The August 190s against it. August 28th.
Yeah, so you think it goes up, but you think it takes longer to go up, so you're getting paid for the time?
Yeah, I love the way it stuck the landing. That's the closest on that July 29th candle.
So what he wants to do is he's betting that it's not going to get above 190 between now and expiration for the shorter dated, right? So you're selling those and you're collecting that premium, but you're long the longer dated expiration, right? So if you're right and it takes longer, you get paid in the short term and you make money in the long term. And because you're selling those, it helps finance that trade, which makes it cheaper. Do I have that right?
Options. Congratulations. Perfect.
How am I doing?
Plus.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is a little cute.
How would you want to get into the year over year leader? What would you just buy? I know you don't like
that. SK Hynix looks like shit.
It just came out though. It's very.
So what am I trying to get long South Korea for if the biggest thing there just can't go up?
Just a lot of rotation. You said Nvidia sucks in the earlier, but we're going to get to the next chart. SOX is the number 2 leader year over year.
By the way, I said Nvidia sucks. I'm looking to get long. I'm not long.
Okay.
I mean, I'm long in like long-term positions that I've had forever. Yes, but like in terms of tactically, I'm looking to get long.
I think to go back to your Korea conversation and the Nvidia looking to get long, I think it's the same thing in terms of the rotation. I want to see more conviction above 50.
Yeah, probably.
But I don't think that. Do you think? Here's a straight up thing. Do you think the June 18th peak was it for South Korea and the whole DRAM, the whole AI memory trade? I don't, especially with the 200.
I don't think it was it forever, but I think it was it for now. It's going to take some time, man. That's a lot.
I agree. Yeah, it could pull back like silver. Like we had like a lot of digestion for 6 months.
Like if you gotta be in South Korea, maybe some delta neutral stuff because I know volatility is really high out there, so you can get paid. If you got to do it, I'd rather do some delta neutral stuff. I'm not touching that.
The alternative is if you get the liquidity in it, is you would sell the August 28th 143 140 put spread.
Is SK Hynix trading options yet?
I'm not sure. I'm not that cracked out in the gen quite yet.
They are.
I believe it. There's probably going to be a leverage on it, 6x, because it's necessary.
140. Yeah. Yeah, they're tight spreads too. All right. What else you got? This is too cute.
Too cute? All right.
That's for me.
That's what they say about me. All right. So SOX is number 2. They're playing the field. They're playing the SOXX is just a squinch ahead of SMH. If you don't know the constituency, the allocation, SMH is very heavy NVIDIA, concentrated much more NVIDIA. SOX is playing the field. You've got your Broadcom, Micron, TSM. It's a much better way to play. NVIDIA, they got a little bit too hot, and now they want to share the wealth. SOX, this one, I'm curious what you think of both trades. I like buying the October. Let me pull this up on my screen.
So this is only 8% NVIDIA as opposed to the SMH, which is 21% NVIDIA.
Oh, yeah, exactly, dude.
So AMD is the same amount as NVIDIA. So is Broadcom for that matter. And Micron. All right.
You could run pairs trades against it. You could do dispersion. You could play earnings into it. So exactly when NVIDIA announces, if you want to hedge yourself, get a little umbrella over in case it rains or anything, you could play buy one, sell the other. The one I'm looking at stock specifically, based on this chart, I know a lot of technicians, you remember this candle on July 29th? Look at that ugly trough. It was just, almost 2 weeks ago. And folks were saying, it's going to go back and test the 200-day back at 400. I said similar to S&P, it hung in exactly where it needed to. And now you're getting stabilization in the moving averages. I like buying the October 605 calls. That is still, $50 inside of the previous all-time high. Take a look at that. And selling the August 28 605s against it.
So you're buying the October 605s?
Yeah, I believe in that.
And selling the August 605s.
I believe that. Alternatively, if you're more of a credit guy, sell the August 28th 475 puts. I like that. You can get paid for that too.
Do they trade for? Are there 480s, 485s?
I think so.
I would sell the 480s if they got them.
You can do four. Yeah, I said 475. Very close. You get paid for it. I think it's like $5, 1% a spot.
So you'd sell the August 28 or August 21?
28th.
August 28th. What did you say? You said I said the 480s.
I said 475. You said 480.
Yeah, you're gonna get more for the 480s.
Yeah, and then buy something against it, so you don't wake up in hell one day. That's personally why I trade.
On an ETF, though, you're gonna, you know what I mean? It's an ETF.
Yeah,
it's a very diversified ETF, so I don't necessarily have to hedge it. I'm hedged already with the diversification.
I get it, but this group, you wake up, I wake up, it's up 5%, it's down 5%. I can't have other stuff moving the portfolio. This thing, they're in love with Micron one morning, up like 13%.
Yeah, so I get what you're saying. So you could sell the 480s and then buy the 460s or something.
Yeah, some crap, some trash.
I'd even go lower than that.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. All right. Listen, you're the man. You know that you're the man, and I love it. I like the gold trade. I like the best.
I got one more.
A lot of these will probably work. By the way, exactly how you said. I don't like to do the calendar stuff like you do. Like you're playing too many games for me. I'm not smart like you. Like you're playing multiple games, and I just want to play one game. Okay. Right? You know what I'm saying? So like I respect that. Like that's too hard for me. Right? Like I get what you're doing, and you're probably going to be right. And right? I'm not going to play that game. I like of all the games you're playing, I like the gold mining one the best. I mean, I'm talking my book, but I like those the best. But I think you're going to be right on all of those, by the way. I like where your head is at.
What's your? I got one last chart after this, but what's your favorite play then on stocks if you believe in the rebound going further? And you name your time frame, whatever.
I'm just not interested in semis, bro. I'm interested in software.
Oh, wow. Okay. I get it because there's more lift. I get it. The rubber band goes the other way.
There's a lot of relative strength. Like I'm not long Twilio. We took profits on the Twilio. This thing looks freaking great, dude. And so I don't know. I'm on some other shit right now. You know what I mean? Like you're looking at ARC and semis in South Korea, and I'm like, yeah, but software. Do you see the equally weighted software chart? Like just a few percentage points from a new all-time high?
Yeah. While we're talking, just because you talk about crypto and I get a lot of overlays, Chinese internet and Bitcoin crypto look and then they've kind of broken apart now. It's stuck at 65 in the mud. Is Bitcoin? Do you think, as you believe in software and IGV, a lot of people believe in the correlation? Do you think Bitcoin's going to get going, or is this year about Fuera and it's dead in the mud?
Dude, I'm literally installing 3 Bitcoin miners in my backyard to heat my pool as we speak. Okay. And my pool guys are not happy about it. Okay. They're like, why are you doing this? This is stupid. Strazza's like, I don't know why you're doing this. This is stupid. And then my Bitcoin mining guy is like, oh, this is a great idea. Right.
Who's right?
It's a science experiment at the end of the day. Right. I hope Bitcoin goes up. I think it would be great for the whole ecosystem. At the end of the day, the entire value of the entire crypto market is less than $2.2 trillion. Mm-hmm. It is irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. SpaceX just went IPO'd at the same value as all of crypto. Like it's silly. I hope it does well. It's completely irrelevant. It doesn't matter to anyone who matters. And I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for commercial hedgers have never been more short.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what I'm like, speculators, the worst investors in the history of the stock market, asset managers, right? Traders, they've never been more long Bitcoin ever. They're usually very wrong at extremes. And when I say ever, I would argue that probably qualifies as near an extreme. So maybe they're right. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the commercial hedgers are going to get blown out. Maybe, I don't know. So that positioning is a little.
That's what a lot of short interest too. I just thought when you're going to get, I saw the oopsie back at the end of May, right from Memorial Day. IGV had those 3 closes above a falling 200-day moving average. Now, as of this past week, it's done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I thought that was going to be enough lift to say, oh, I'm buying software. Let me nibble on a little bit of Bitcoin or Ethereum, and it's still in the dirt. So lets me think that it's going to take a while long. I think 2026.
That correlation is not as tight as it was.
True. All right,
hey, before you run, bonds.
Dude, every fixed income, corporate, TLT, you name it, LQD, IEF, they're all making 52-week lows in the past couple of weeks. I would avoid, man. I think we're in an all-around growth economy. It's one of the reasons why they're leaving Bitcoin. You don't get number go up. Bonds, the rate environment's changed. No matter what Warsh and the Fed does this year, you get a hike, you don't. It doesn't matter. These things are overall, I believe, going lower. People just have to own them if they must for older folk. But that's my thoughts. You look at that chart.
First of all, it's a great chart. Whoever put this together, fantastic chart. And what I would say is, I think that I think it breaks, and I think it sparks all kinds of, mayhem, and I'm gonna be Kevin Bacon at the end of Animal House, right? When all hell's breaking loose, and I'm like, remain calm. All is well. Remain calm, right? I'm going to do that. I'm going to be that guy when the bond market breaks. Everyone's going to freak out. You're going to see 30-year yields. You're going to see like the cover of the Economist magazine, like some guy holding his house crying or something like that. Like, oh, mortgage rates are the unaffordable, yields going up forever, some sort of rate thing. And then rates are going to start creeping down. Bonds are going to start lifting. You're going to get back above all of this support that we're looking back now, and you're going to get a ripper, like you're going to get a crazy ripper. I think there's like a real scenario for that. I don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea, obviously. In case anybody's wondering, like, oh, JC knows the future. I do not. Neither does John, right? And we both agree on that. We have no idea what's going to happen, but I do think there's a real possibility of that sort of scenario, something like that playing out.
I see that. It's just probabilities. Like blackjack, the dealer has a 16. You guys see what's going to play out in your head. Monte Carlo simulation, you had 5,000 times what's going to happen 3,500% of the time. I hear you. I see that possible too. I've been saying this higher for longer, higher forever thing. I don't think it matters what the Fed does, and we're just absolutely cracked out. I guess we're out of time. I had one more chart on COPEX. It's the number 3 year-over-year leader. I think you and Strazza were talking about this earlier. It's up 94% year-over-year, and then biotech's in a 4th place. You got to allocate. It's not just like you said, semis and South Korea, but COPEX is an actual superstar. Look at that chart here. It was in purgatory since the end of June, and now is looking at multi-month highs.
Well, these are copper mining companies.
Correct. I like buying the October, last suggestions on this, buying the October 100 calls. That's exactly where the 52-week high was back on January 29th before the war, and selling the August 28th 100 against it. Alternatively, selling the end of this month, August 28th, 80 puts, just a hair above the 200-day moving average, buying the 75 put spreads against that to subsidize the trade so you could sleep at night. Also note, this is at 68 RSI, the highest it's been since the day of its 52-week high.
So you're buying a put spread and then buying the calls.
Buying the call spread or selling the put spread.
Got it.
This would be similar. If you like the GDXJ, I'm curious what you think of this.
Well, here's what you want to know the truth of what I think of this. I just looked at the top holdings and I'm long half of them. So if you want to know what I think about this, I'm already in. So Like I'm literally long half the names on the top 10 list. So I'm with you, brother. Right. But it makes sense because I agreed with your GDXJ trade.
Right, that's
And I think some of the other ones are a little cute. For me, you're playing a more difficult game that I want to play, playing both the time and the price. God bless you. You're probably going to make money. I'm not doing it.
Or lose more hair. But you don't even care for the exposure to the underlying. You don't want ARK and the South Korea, so it totally fits your book. You don't want those things.
Yeah, but when you mention Compex, I look at the holdings, I just start laughing. I'm like, yep. And the ones that I don't own, I wish I did. So there's
Exactly.
All right, John Salama, the man. Tell them where they can follow you, John.
YouTube, Trading Trends with John Salama. I also have johnsalama.substack.com. 2 to 3 times a week, I post this stuff, option strategies, technicals, all that riffraff, wibble wobble.
Nice. Spencer, drop that link for him, please. That'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah, let me know about the thing. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Little sit down, all right? You got to be, bring your Sunday best.
Will do.
Adios.
That was a lot of fun.
He's the man.
Yeah. By the way, I do want to hear. I'm going to drop the link to John's Twitter in the chat, and I do want to mention though, if you liked the last 20 or so minutes, I think you'll have a lot of fun with JC and Sean on Thursday, right? Because they're basically kind of doing what JC and John just did a little bit, not exactly like that.
Simpler though. John's playing those calendars.
Yeah,
Sean rarely does that.
So if the last 20 or so minutes, if you thought that was fun, check out the link that I put in the chat. It's pinned there. It's also in the description. Special live event, not going to be on YouTube, will be on our site though. So you can use the link in the chat or description and you can register for free. JC and Sean live 2 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday, talking all about options trading.
I learned more. I learned everything I know about options from Sean.
Yep.
Everything I learned like the basics, like before I was friends with Sean, like I knew like the basics, but like actual, like, execution, like in practice, like how to use this stuff, like when to use this stuff, when to ignore that and focus on this instead, like all of it totally, set the framework for how I approach the options market. There's no question. And I'm incredibly grateful for it. Because I can have conversations with John Salama and understand exactly what he's trying to do.
Right.
And figure out for me if I would want to do that or not.
Yeah.
Right?
Not gonna lie to you. Some of what John was saying, I had to like really work to understand what you guys are talking about.
It takes practice, it takes time, and then
I was like, I think this is what they're saying. But,
yeah.
Anyway, all right, that was great. Thank you, John. And then there's the link to the event with JC and Sean on Thursday. All right, what time is it? 9. Oh, look at that. Market's about to open. All right, we can. Oh, we didn't mention any earnings today. We didn't mention the Riot deal they signed with Anthropic overnight. What else didn't we mention? We didn't mention. There's the bell. We didn't mention earnings from On, not good, down 18% here. We didn't mention.
Wow, On crushed.
Yeah, I know they didn't like it.
And C Limited had earnings. Sorry, eating my sandwich.
Speaking of really good. Loud microphones. Jesus.
C Limited's earnings were great.
Who eats sandwiches at 9:30 in the morning?
Riot, I think, did a deal with Anthropic, right? We have On puts too that I think we have to go sell right now.
Oh, good
Let's
job.
get out of here. This stock is
nice trade. You were in the On puts, you bastard.
Yeah, from a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
We were more cautious on the market, though. Sometimes you get lucky.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow. That was a good one. Tough report for Rocket Lab. Tough report for Hims and Hers. Those are kind of the big ones here. So anyway, just wanted to mention some earnings since we had a lot.
Can we just do a quick recess?
Oh, we haven't been doing recess. Yeah, let's do a quick recess.
Do a quick recess.
We haven't been on recess for a couple weeks. Feels like.
All right, throw up slide 2. I just want to give a shout out to the great entrepreneurs out there. So this one on the left charges $20,000, right, as an interior designer for dorm rooms, right? So kids are going to school, going to be freshmen at whatever college. University. This one's charging 20 grand, does about 15 to 20 dorm rooms each year. Not a bad business. And then on the right, now you got sorority rush coaches. These are coaches that are charging $6,500, some cases over $12,000, to help give advice to the young co-eds on outfits and social media profiles and all kinds of things so that they can get into the right sorority. How about that? I'm thinking just,
dude,
I just raise rates, right? Just fine. I'm fine with it. Raise the rates.
Yeah, that's right. Dylan in the chat. And that's right. And they say that AI is going to replace jobs. AI can't do this. That's right.
Dude, there's no way AI could do this.
No,
actually, the interior decorator is definitely using AI. Have you guys done AI to, dude, like I had to buy a TV. I just put the TV that I wanted to buy and I took a picture of my living room. I'm like, hey, put this TV in my living room, see what it looks like.
Yeah, I've done that.
That's fantastic. Like I want to get a new grill. I'm like, hey, tell me what this grill would look like here. You're like, how great is that?
I'm a pretty active, dare I say, power user of like Redfin and Zillow these days. And I'll like look at a house and be like, oh wow, they have a really nice layout there. Nope, next picture, it's all gone. It's all just it was just a digital representation of what the room could look like. But I was like, damn, they got me. But
see, the dorm room interior designer, like that's 20 grand to design my kid's dorm. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. The sorority, I feel like depending on the school and depending on the situation, might be an advantage. I don't know enough about how girls in SEC schools benefit from their sorority, but as kind of just somebody who has like networked over the years and stuff like that, like there's certain groups that like right, you're like those Jewish summer camps, like those. Like, right, those friendships, like those are real business partners in the future. There
is some truth to that.
There is
some truth to that.
And there's some like boarding schools, like in Geneva and shit like that. Like, there's some certain like truths to these sort of groups. So the sorority, I don't know enough, but that makes more sense than 20 grand for the interior designer.
Well, it's 20 grand per room. So if you got a roommate, that's you're going halvesies, which doesn't sound quite as bad. 10 grand, it's still insane. I respect the hustle either way. Good job.
You are going halvesies. That's a good point, Spencer. That's a good point. Yeah,
halvesies or even thirdsies. You know what I mean?
Even thirdsies. I had thirdsies my freshman year.
That's right. Yeah.
Shout out Antonio.
All right, what's the plan for the day? It's Tuesday. The open bar is not open yet. It'll be open in about 25 minutes with Steve Strazza. Kenny live at 11. The Wave Trader weekly strategy session with Steve is at noon, and then at 1 p.m. Eastern time, Sean McLaughlin's going live for What Are My Options? That is the plan for the day. Thank you, John Salama. Thank you, Kenny. Kenny, we'll see you in a week, I guess. Enjoy your road trip.
Kenny going to Georgia.
I know.
He's dropping off Georgia already.
Going to Georgia to help consult his daughter rushing the sorority.
You think he's charging 20 grand?
Is what I heard. Yeah. I know. All right. That's it. We're done. Go make some money.
Run it.